Well, from reading books to reading the markets, earlier in the show we talked about the lack of planting progress in most of the country. The question is, how will that affect this year's crops? And of course, the only person I know who would even dare try to answer that question is Neil Melancon. Neil, in your bottom line report, are you going to shed some light on how that affects you and me?
Well, Avery, we're going to touch on that. The markets reacted positively overall to this, as they did last year when weather impeded planting progress. Of course, many acres still were replanted, and with some Midwest weather that's going to be dry this coming up week, there's still time to get those crops in the ground. Still, the USDA in its latest report had some bullish numbers for corn and beans. Old crop soybeans are estimated at 130 million bushels, which continues to lend support to the market. The new crop estimate is 230 million bushels, but that's based on a high yield and ideal crop conditions over the summer. Corn had some surprises in the report, and here's where we really see the effects of the weather. Old crop carryout is 1.6 billion bushels, but new crop is only estimated at 1.1. American Farm Bureau economist Jim Sartwell, meanwhile, said there could be as much as 2 million acres less corn this season, a large part of which could be diverted to soybeans. The next couple of weeks of planting progress should give a good idea where we will fall in this range, but there's still little doubt we'll be seeing less corn this year. The bottom line is we'll see less corn and about average carryout for beans, assuming everything goes perfectly for yields come harvest time. Since that almost never works out, the question remains how tight these carryouts will be in the fall. Outside markets have been supportive if quiet, so Avery, barring any major changes for oil or the dollar, we should see prices about the same or maybe even a little lower.
A little lower is good for the consumer.
Indeed.
All right, thanks a lot, Neil. And remember, you can catch all of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Radio Network. For a list of stations where you can listen, click over to our website at twilatv.org.